Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leadership Speak series from TACT. Today, we have a very interesting guest with us. We have Rachna, who's an HR leader at Honeywell. Hello, Rachna. Welcome to us.
Hi, Saurabh. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Great. So we're going to ask a couple of questions around how Rachna sees and her perspective around things around leadership. So first question I wanted to ask Rachna is, how do you juggle as a leader between today's emergencies vis-a-vis tomorrow's priorities?
This is a very interesting question. And do you want me to hold the mic or so are you comfortable? Okay. It's a very interesting question. And if you truly ask me, I am actually in that situation that whether I handle the fire, whether I do the firefighting right now or basically I focus toward the future. If you truly ask me, it's an art of a balancing that one has to learn, because if there are certain emergencies that you do not address now can have an impact on your long-term strategy. So you cannot ignore that part. But at the same time, your focus has to stay towards what's the long-term priority. And you're continuously building towards laying down your strategic plan. You're continuously working towards how am I going to achieve, what are the critical milestones and all. So, but then at times what happens is we get too overwhelmed by extinguishing the fire or firefighting, because that gives us a kick at times. It's exciting because it helps us to achieve those small kind of gains that gives us a self-satisfaction. Truly ask me, what I would basically profess as an individual is, okay, douse the fire, unless and until it's not, if it has an impact on the future, douse the fire. But don't get overwhelmed by the fire, because that's not what is going to set your future. So you need to stay very, very glued to your goal and to your long-term strategy, because at the end of the day, that's going to give you the fruits of the results that you're aiming for. So that's going to be my answer to it.
Beautiful. So you're talking about Stephen Covey's Quadrant 2. Yeah. Kind of work, right?
Absolutely. Nice.
Beautiful. Wonderful, Rachna. We also wanted to understand from you, see, I would want to ask this question, which is primarily related to the next generation of leadership, right? How should one approach a work life to grow to a leadership role? And what would be your advice to future leaders?
All right. So the way I'm going to take this question, or maybe rephrase a bit, what it takes to become a leader, right? I wouldn't say that everybody is born a leader, because there are some people who says, leaders are born leaders, or those kinds of phrases that we basically hear. This is a skill that one can acquire as you grow up into your experience ladder. But then there are a variety of people, right? Some really gets it very smartly, some do not get it very smartly, and hence they trail and they struggle. I would basically talk to you, or maybe I can quote a personal example to better explain this. To me, what I learned from my leaders is, one, be very strongly observant of others, okay. Right? If today I could, wherever I may stand, if I may say that, yes, I'm a leader representing a bigger organization within the country, I could grow, or I could be here just because I was pretty observant of others and what others leaders used to do. At the same time, bringing excellence in whatever you're doing. Right? So these are the two important critical things. And one thing that I would like to personally quote is, which I learned from one of the leaders that I was fortunate enough to work with, and today he's heading the Microsoft India, is being self-aware. Right? If you're not self-aware, then you're really not knowing that what kind of an impact that you're making on your surrounding, and that impact that you're creating on your surrounding, what is it at the end of the day going into result into. So if you're not conscious of that, you're really not building and investing in you. So being self-aware is very, very critical. Always investing in yourself in terms of how you're growing, that's very, very critical. Keep developing, keep adding to your, but then most important thing is be informed of your environment. Mm-hmm. I think that's something which really creates a big difference of to be a leader. But you can be leader in any space. Even if you're doing a small job, you need not to be at a very, very senior position to become a leader. You can be a leader in your own individual spaces. But to be a leader in that space means that you have the control and command over the things. Yeah. So being a subject matter expert is very, very crucial. being self-aware is very, very crucial. And if you talk about growing up into the organization ladder, I would rather say, and what has really truly worked for me is being very, very observant and making the desired impact and being self-aware of that impact. That's how I'll describe leadership.
How beautifully you've put your perspective. Thanks a lot, Rachna. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.